If we're in alignment within ourselves, then our outer world will move into alignment too. You've experienced a lot in your life and you've inherited a whole lot of junk from your family system too. Healing is allowing you to release some of that stuff, but also integrate some of that stuff. It is so frustrating when you're going through a healing journey and you are still facing the same things when you can't resolve stuff.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of the Happy Productive Podcast. My guest today is from down under, you guys. She's up at the crack of dawn to be on the show today. So I'm super excited to talk to her, Miss Donna Wallace. Donna, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so thrilled to be here with you.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you. So you guys, Donna helps people all over the world to switch on their lights. With over 25 years of energy healing experience, she has found the most powerful and effective techniques for you to heal and become the radiant soul that you are. This is so perfect for me today. Before the show started, I was telling Donna how I just got back from our Waves of Transformation cruise retreat. My mind is, I really want to talk about something fun today. So energy healing is right up the alley. I'm so excited to be having this conversation. And the other thing Donna has done, you guys, which is so cool, is that she's created her own line of jewelry that actually energetically activates to you, which I'm sure we're going to get her to talk a little bit about today. But Donna, welcome. Tell us just a little bit, the bio always sounds wonderful. Tell us a little bit of your backstory and how you started doing this kind of work.
Okay, great. Let's start there. So I grew up in an atheist household and didn't really know anything about energy or spirituality or intuition. And then when I was a teenager, I had a family. I was breaking up with a boyfriend at 16 or something like that. And I was really upset. A family friend of mine said, "Come over here, Donna, come and take a seat in the corner. I'll put my hands on your shoulders." And she gave me Reiki. And it was such a profound experience that I still have this visceral memory of this warm, loving, gentle feeling energy coming in from her hands into my shoulders and into my body, and I just instantly started calming down. And I was so curious about what this was, because honestly it was the first time that I felt like I was at home in my body in this lifetime. There was something about it that felt so homely, and how that is such a strange way of describing energy healing. And yet it is such an accurate way of describing it too, because we are so much more than our bodies. There's so much more than this physical experience. And when we experience moments like that or energy healing, it can help us feel like we're at home. It can help us feel like we're ourselves again. And I think that's what happened for me. Like, now looking back in hindsight, I had no idea at the time at 16, but that really set me on this amazing trajectory, Jennifer, which was to heal myself and to figure out how to do life and how to manage my incredible sensitivity and really emotion. Like, I was so emotional, and I am so emotional, but I also experienced like different traumatic things along my lifetime. And I knew that I needed to get out of the depression that I was experiencing. And all I wanted to do was figure out how to be happy. And I had this really strong drive within me, because I knew that it wasn't worth living that kind of life that I was living, traumatized and depressed and wildly emotional, like either no emotions or just so emotional, like big reactions to things that didn't seem like that was not proportional. And it was something that I had to do. I had to figure it out. I had to explore different things. I have to try different types of therapy so I could find my happy place again, or find what happiness felt like. That was a really interesting journey, because it took me through so many different things, and I've experienced so many different modalities, including a lot that I felt weren't very effective. And so I was just on this mission to figure out what was the most effective way of healing. And I don't know, Jennifer. I'm one of those people that like minimal input, maximum output. That's why I bought a Thermomix. I really want to can't this whole healing stuff just be as easy as cooking with a Thermomix? I'm not here
Yeah.
to sprout Thermomixes, but can't we have, and also that whole when people would say, oh yeah, you're just experiencing that next layer of the onion. You've had
Yeah.
that had some aha moment around healing, and then 6 months later or 12 months later, you're experiencing the exact same thing. Here I am, like banging my fists on my legs, because that to me is just unacceptable. It is
Hmm.
so frustrating when you're going through a healing journey and you
Yeah.
are still facing the same things when you can't resolve stuff. So, yeah, I got to the point of being able to find things that work really well for me personally. And as I was doing that, people were coming to me for energy healing work, for Reiki, and for spiritual healing, and effectively holistic counseling as well. And I guess I've just been sharing my journey along the way, and now I have clients all around the world for both for my energy and emotional healing work, and then also for my jewelry, but that's another story. So I've just found what really works, what's most effective, let's not waste our time in this space. People don't have time to waste. When you're feeling like that, we don't have time to waste. We need to get
Hmm.
these things resolved, and we need to stop having these big triggers and emotions that are completely out of control or completely disconnected. It's not okay to live like that, not for any of
Yeah.
us. It's deep stuff, and yet it also gets to be fun because it gets to be lighthearted. We get to joke along the way, have laughs and giggles along the way, and also just have it be effective, which makes it much more fun.
I
Yeah.
agree. Oh my gosh, you said so many great things in there. So I want to go back and touch on a couple of the points that you made. One about healing in general. I think that for me as well, it wasn't until I was an adult. I grew up in a very religious home and didn't learn anything about spirituality. None of it. And so I'm not religious now, but I'm very, very spiritual now. And it's almost like we spend the rest of our lives like healing from those first formative years of whatever happened to any of us. And it wasn't really though until I was later in life as an adult and had gone through his divorce and got remarried. And me and my husband were fighting a lot. And he's like, you need to go to therapy because we're not going to make it. And so I did. I went to therapy just to prove him wrong. But it was in therapy as a grown ass woman that she's, hey, you actually have a lot of trauma from your childhood that I knew I'd had abuse and I had a lot of, we were moving a lot, all these things were happening. But I just was like, I'm going to suck it up and deal with it. And nothing's going to stop me. And I'm just going to work harder and push, push, push through it all. And it wasn't until I met this amazing therapist that she's just, hey, Jen, by the way, the reason why you're fighting with your husband all the time is this. The reason why you have these failed relationships is because of this. And this is like for real. And I had just spent an entire lifetime coping with all of it. So that really opened me up to my
Mm.
healing journey. And I think that I love that you mentioned it because business owners, you guys, everybody who's listening right now who thinks you don't have a healing journey, I'm going to say, yeah, you do. You probably need to maybe embrace this idea that if there's anything in business or life where you feel stuck, a repeating pattern, like you're just not getting to where you want to be, you're not as happy, satisfied, fulfilled, joy filled as you could be, there's probably something way deeper going on that you've been carrying with you your entire life. And whatever works for you, whether it's therapy, coaching, energy healing, all of it, I've done all of it and I love all of it. It doesn't really matter. But what matters is that you set your intention to heal this stuff. And Donna, what you said about we shouldn't have to keep going back and going back and going back and peeling layers of this onion that never seems to end, right? It's, does this onion have a core? Are we ever going to get
Because
to,
go to the
okay,
core. Yep.
let's go to the, talk to us a little bit about what does that really mean to go to the core? And is it possible to actually get to a place where you're not feeling like, my God, I peeled back one layer and there's another one under there and this is never going to end?
Yeah, it absolutely is. And also, then I feel like there's a place that you can get to, and it's not like you're done. because we're never done as per se, but we then can navigate life in a way that is not filled with being triggered all the time, or we're not, as you say, repeating patterns and things like that. So I do think that there's a place that we can get to where life just becomes a lot easier because the things on the inside are sorted out. I've answered half.
No, you answered it really and truly. You can get to a place where you feel like things are sorted out, and you're right, we're never done. And it's interesting though. So as I've done this work on myself for many years, I have gotten to a place where it's whatever comes at me, I feel very capable. I've got the tools, I can handle it. And when that shift started happening, it actually created a lot of fear and anxiety of just like things are going well, I'm going to lose it, right? Because, oh, it's all good. Now I can lose it. Or what bad thing is just waiting for me around the corner? So even as I
Right.
did the work and things got better, I found there was still another layer in there of just now it's okay to relax. It's okay to feel good. It's okay to have fun. And so, do you see that with people that you work with as well?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that I see in what you're saying. And one is that when you get to you've created a new foundation within yourself, which equals something along the lines of, I feel safe and happy and everything's going well, then sometimes other stuff can come up because we've created this new foundation within ourselves and there's a little bit more space. So there can be an extra, like, kind of bubble of things that pop up as one thing. And then also the second thing in what I'm hearing in what you're saying, Jennifer, is that, but this is too good to be true. It won't last. What are the bad things? I can't just have a life of things going really well for me. And that can be a pattern that we have picked up from within our family system sometimes around, it can't be too good, it's too good to be true. Like you can't have it all, or you can't, there always has to be
Yeah.
something bad, or we always have to have some sort of drama going on. And so I think there's two different spaces or categories that could fall into, and that's different for each person. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it makes so much sense. I love all of this work. And those of you who are listening right now, please know the one thing, if you don't take away anything else from this episode, the one thing I really want you to take away is how important it is to do your inner work. I see this with our coaching clients time and time again, but I've seen it with myself in my own business that when I slow down and I do the work on myself, that everything on the outside lines up. When I work on me on the inside, the outside starts to line up. And so, if you've been avoiding doing your inner work for whatever reason, if you can just lean into that and be open to it and start to embrace it, areas where you are struggling in business will just sort of like open up. And it's like, "Oh, that was never a problem," even though it was a problem for
Right.
maybe many years. And so I'd love for you
Yes.
to talk about that too, Donna, of like what your thoughts are on when you do the work on the inside, how that helps everything else on the outside to actually line up the way you really want it.
Yes, I think that this is actually what true manifestation is. So there's a lot of talk about manifestation these days in our industries, and some healthy, some not so healthy. But actually, from a vibrational and energetic perspective, we know when we're light and we're feeling good, that things in seemingly magically tend to happen. So, like, my mum says to me, "You're the luckiest person I know, Donna." And I'm like, "Yes, I am lucky. And yes, I'm not lucky, because what I know is that things work out really well when I'm just being myself and I'm this clear vessel." And what you're talking to, Jennifer, is so awesome, because it is energetically or vibrationally what we're holding and how we're being is what will create our future. That is what manifestation really is. And yes, all sorts of different things happen, life happens, yes, but what you're speaking to is the energetics of the frequency that we're emitting opens up channels and opens up portals and opens up different things so everything else can come into alignment. If we're in alignment within ourselves, then our outer world will move into alignment too. That can mean things falling away, relationships ending, or changes in your business. But ultimately, what we're talking about is you embodying so much more life force energy, you feeling really clear and light within yourself, mentally, emotionally, physically as well. All of this energy work is very practical and grounded. And so, what we want for each person is this experience of being a real, like, really filled up with so much light. So I think that people can tend to think about healing work as I'm broken and I need to be fixed. I think about healing work as you've experienced a lot in your life and you've inherited a whole lot of junk from your family system too. And what we want to do, healing is allowing you to release some of that stuff, but also integrate some of that stuff. You want to take all of the good things out of the experiences you've had. You want to take all of the good things that your family have to offer you, and we want to leave the rest behind. So healing to me is actually just like unloading all of the things that we've picked up, all the junk, all the heaviness, all the burdens that we've been carrying. So what happens is you're really, and also this process of integration for everything that you've gone through, if you can actually work with that in a way, it will open up your heart, deepen your sense of self. It's like coming home. I said before about that Reiki, the feeling of Reiki felt like to me like home, but then there's this also this settling into yourself that feels like, oh my gosh, I'm myself again. This is the best.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
healing is a process of clearing all the junk, but it's not getting anywhere. Like I know before I said, I think there's a place that you can get to where kind of things feel like it's life is manageable. But what that getting to that place is actually like coming inwards. It's a decluttering of everything else. It's coming back to who you uniquely are, not doing the cookie cutter approach in your business, not copying what other people are doing, allowing that unique heartfelt essence of you, that soulful essence of you to really radiate and shine and be expressed. And to me, that's what healing is. It's being able to come back into that place where you are actually this radiant soul. The inside of you is shining from the inside out. Like your soul is shining through you. Your heart is open. You've got healthy boundaries, all the things. You're able to communicate and you're able to make the contribution in the world that you want to without feeling like your emotions are your Achilles heel or you're getting stuck in these repeated patterns. None of that has to, we want to set people free.
I love this so much. Donna, you are in the right place. Like the name of this show is Happy Productive. And I put a lot of thought into that name because as business owners, we're productive, but it's not called burned out productive. It's not called frustrated productive. It's not called no boundaries productive. It's called happy productive because when you are in that happy, radiant, glowing, light filled place, then the action, the tangible action that you're taking, you are so much more productive than somebody who is just grinding away and working all the hours that there are. And so I just love what you're talking about so much. When a person does this inner work and they start to clear all of this stuff out, I'm sure that I know in my work of doing this stuff for myself too, like you just feel so much lighter, you feel so much freer. And so when you start to clear it out, do you feel like that helps people get in touch more with like their own intuition?
Definitely. Definitely. That's what opens up. And it opens up. So I find that after usually around a 3 month mark of people doing healing work with me, that three to 4 months, that their intuition naturally starts to switch on. So if you think about our intuition, hang on, let's go back a step. When you're born as a baby, we operate from a feeling space. Even as we learn to speak and as children are still predominantly operating from a feeling paradigm. It is a sensory experience and they're responding to the world in a sensory and feeling way. it's only as we get taught how to, going to school and how we're meant to learn in our culture, that we start to become, we move out of our feeling state and up into our heads. We're trained to become more analytical. Our natural state of being is a feeling state, which is intuition. Yes. Our intuition is our natural state of being. And so once you start to declutter all of these things out of you and do that healing work, you find that intuition naturally starts to switch on. And also, the other thing that I can feel, which feels really potent for your community, Jennifer, is that mental clarity comes back in as well. So you get rid of like that, the confusion and the second guessing and the starting and the stopping, like putting your one foot on the brake, one foot on the accelerator, all of that, bit unsure of yourself, like all of that stuff gets cleared because what you're coming into is this clear space. That means that your intuition is just flowing again. You are naturally intuitive. You're moving back into that feeling space, but at the same time, your mental clarity comes back on board too. And that's a really cool place to be because everyone's looking for more clarity, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also we all want more clarity. Absolutely. But I think being able to move back in to a feeling space and be in an empowered place with it, of not afraid of these emotions, feeling like we need to shut them down, distract ourselves from them, avoid them at all costs, but really being in an empowered place, I would say, like with our emotional space. And I've always felt like my emotions are like one of our best tools, our most powerful things. If we can learn to really work with them and not, I think often, I'm going to make a general statement here. I think a lot of times with our emotions, like for men, as they grow up, they're socialized out of just suck it up, man up, don't feel your emotions. And I think women often, and you guys don't get mad at me, right? I'm making general statements here. Generally with women, it seems to be like we're shamed for those emotions, because women, I think, sometimes are like, hey, we're more emotional, but we're allowed to have those emotions, but we're also like, what's wrong with you? You're so emotional. And so if you can come to a good place with your emotions, we all have them. Nobody's immune as human beings. If you can get into a good place of really understanding your emotions, being at one with your emotions, and then really being able to tap your intuition and use them, like, to me, like, wow, now you're really living. Now you're really filled with light and radiant, and life becomes a heck of a lot easier.
Yes, and more fun. I love what you're saying so much, Jennifer, because that's what I talk about, like going from emotions being your Achilles heel, like you can get super upset at the drop of a hat at the most inappropriate times, to emotions becoming your best friend. And to me, my emotions now are in that place where I can feel them so well and so fully and so easily that what happens is life, it feels like it's taken on this magical technicolor, that's the word I was trying to go for, a technicolor experience. And I mean that quite literally. I see things in the world so differently, and I'm able to use my emotions in a way that it enhances my life. They've become my best friend. They might at some point have been my greatest challenge, but now they're my greatest gift. And when you can be in harmony and feel all those different emotions, they'll guide you in particular ways that maybe be a bit unexpected. Same as your intuition might guide you in particular ways it's really unexpected and a bit uncomfortable, let's be honest, but also to the most amazing experiences. I agree. Like when you have got your emotions down pat, you know how to work with them and you know how to let them move through you, you know how to feel them and be okay with all the different things that you're feeling. It turns life into a very beautiful experience and not one that's difficult anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. I know right now there's some people going, oh my God, sign me up. I want some of this, whatever these two are selling. I want some of it. So Donna, talk to everybody a little bit about, what does an energy healing like look like? Can it be done virtually? Does it need to be done in person? Is it, I know there's people right now thinking it's some crazy voodoo. So people are just like, hey, what the hell is she talking about here? So Take us through a little bit of an overview so everybody knows this is really good stuff of just what can a person expect if they have some kind of energy healing work done.
I guess every practitioner is different. And so you're going to find a great deal of variety out there. And you, first of all, need to follow your intuition and just connect with the people that are right for you and that feel right for you. So please do that. This can be done virtually, absolutely. For many moons, Reiki has been taught as being able to be distant. I don't do Reiki per se anymore, but what I do is a very specific. I have my own kind of way that I've woven different modalities, and I've also been under an apprenticeship of spirit for many decades now, and so I have my own way of doing it. But what can people expect? I feel like it's hard to say because I take a very customized approach. Like, I don't have a one size fits all approach. I have a, what's going on with you and what's happening in your life and what are you experienced and what is still challenging for you and where do you want to be? And then I like orchestrate this plan that will inevitably be like a customized plan for you to get you from where you are to where you want to be. And so energy healing in that way can be done via Zoom. It can be very unique and personal for what you specifically need. But overall, it is about feeling lighter. It is about emotional healing. It is about family healing. It is about joining all the dots for you so you can function in a more harmonious, light-filled, happier way and not have things in the way in your life anymore. Not feeling like you've got kinks in the flow of life force energy or love or feeling supported and getting. I think one of the things that I love doing, like I love doing, is some people have been yearning for a particular experience or emotion their whole lives. Some people have been yearning to feel deeply loved, pure, true, unconditional love, or to feel really supported, or to feel free, to have freedom. And I love teaching people how to have those experiences, how to download those emotions and energies in your body so you can have it without having to get what you think the external circumstances are to make that
Right.
happen. Yeah. How do I answer that question without actually doing the work with you? I don't know.
No, I think that helps so much to just help people understand that it's nothing to be afraid of. And I think that it's actually beautiful, beautiful work. Anytime I've ever had it done, you just always leave feeling so good and so light. And I don't know how else to explain it other than you just leave feeling so good.
And
Good.
it's
Yeah.
so beautiful to be able to use energy or to connect with spirit in that way or the divine in that way, Jennifer, because it's safe. And lots of
Yeah.
people who have experienced traumatic things find it difficult to receive. They're super independent, incredibly strong and resilient and amazing and go-getters and all of those things. And it's really lovely to learn how to open up those floodgates of love and support in a really safe way. And that basically sets the foundation for being able to do that in relationships. And it opens up. What we're doing is creating this foundation or a blueprint within you, within yourself, of being able to
Yeah.
have success in all ways in your life.
I love that. And really, I would say no problem is off limits. As business
Mm.
owners, we might think, oh, this is a relationship problem with my partner, but it manifests in our business. Like, as a business coach, I see this time and time again where it's just like, I'm having this problem in my business. And if we look, there's usually something going on personally. And I always tell people it's like your business is trying to get your attention, that this area of your life needs some healing. It needs some love, some support, and some healing. And most people don't think I'm crazy, but every now and then they're like, what? But it's so true, right? These things
It
pop
is
up. I
so
believe it's a
true.
friendly universe. I believe that everything happens for our highest and best. And even though it might be a challenge or a problem that's presenting, it's an opportunity for you to heal something, to release something, to learn something. it's always an opportunity, and how you go in and look at it, I think makes all the difference as to whether or not you're having fun today or you're surviving today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love
Yeah.
what you're saying, Jennifer, because I believe that our businesses have a soul. I believe there is a soul of our business, and our soul, like you could think of your business like its own living entity. And the soul of your business wants so many amazing things for you. That includes like all of the goals that you've got for your business, but it also is so much more. Like your business wants you to grow as a person. It wants you to grow up emotionally. It wants you to mature emotionally. It wants you to have amazing relationships. It wants you to have an incredible life experience. It wants a lot of beautiful things for you that are not tangible in terms of they're not what you think your goals are, your business goals are. And so I always say business is like the wildest personal development ride because, oh my gosh, it shows up all the parts of you that need to still be addressed or where you need to learn. And it's a really beautiful vehicle for fast tracking that personal growth. Being a business owner, my hat goes off to all business owners because I know I'm there in the pool with you, like I'm swimming along with you, and it's a wild, amazing ride. Yeah.
Yeah, so true. Oh, Donna, I could just talk all this stuff with you all day. It's so wonderful. I know right now people are like, okay, where can I find her? So, can you just please share where people can find you out there in this beautiful world?
Of course. So you can find my website is donnawallace.com.au, or you can find me on Instagram, which is Donna Wallace Healer. And at the moment, I'm offering one-on-one healing work, and I'm also offering my Soul Radiance healing program. So it really depends on where you're at and what you need as to which direction you could work with me. And yeah, I love connecting with people. So I also have a free call. You can book a free call with me if you'd like, and we can talk about what's happening for you and yeah, just what you want and what you're challenged with. And I could share with you like how we could get you there. Yeah.
I love that so much. All right, guys, we're going to put Donna's information in the show notes, but it's donnawallace.a, right? Not com, dot .au.
.com.au. Yep, that's right.
Dot com dot
.com.
a okay, so that you can
Yeah.
find her, and we will definitely put her information in the show notes as well. Donna, when I went to your website, that beautiful pink color that you have on your website, my marketing branding brain exploded because I was just like, oh, I love that color and I want that color in my brand because it's so
Oh,
pretty. So
thank
you did such a great
you.
job. You did such
Thank
a
you
great
so
job. Just that
much.
color just lights you up. It's so beautiful. So really well done.
Thank you. Hey, I love getting some beautiful feedback from marketing experts. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, you guys, great show today. So many amazing takeaways. Remember, it's one thing to sit back and be listening, and that's wonderful, but you've got to take action on something that you heard today. So many amazing things. Take some action. That's how you're going to get the results in your business, in your life. And Donna, thank you again for being here with me today. I really, really appreciate it.
Me, it's just an absolute honor to come on your show. Thanks, Jennifer.
Awesome. You're welcome. All right, guys, that's it for today's show. Get out there and have a happy, productive day, y'all. Bye.